No doubt.
What happened? Eh? Àti wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ studio báyìí. Àkàrọ̀, just getting ready for Starr Radio. Èmi yóò polongo fáráyé, èmi yóò sọ nìkan orílẹ̀-èdè mi. Èmi wí mo fẹ́ lè mo fẹ́ o, èmi gómìnira. Àdúgbò fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ Starr Radio báyìí. We're back again this morning as usual. Starr Radio, ó máa tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ nílẹ̀ fún un. A ní kájọ máa set up, àbí kò dáa kí ó wájọ máa set up. Akára kó bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Kí gbogbo àjọ máa set up. Kí gbogbo àjọ sáré máa tún set up. Màá gba question and answer fún 40 minutes. Ẹni tó bá ti ní question yìí ò gbọ́dọ̀ ju 30 seconds lọ. After 1 minute, màá disconnect ẹ̀. Màá open line yẹn. Ẹni tó bá ní question, tó bá ní ìbéèrè. Bí a tẹ fẹ́ mọ̀ tí kò yé yín, èyí tá bá lè answer, màá answer. Tí n bá lè answer, màá ní àlè answer. Ṣé ká ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí kó tó di pé máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ Starr Radio ní 11 o'clock. Ẹni tó bá ní ìbéèrè, bóni the other, okay, phone méjèèjì wà mí báyìí. Okay, phone kan là ń miss. Yàrá ọmọ yín náà ni mo wà tí mo ti ń set up. Ẹni tó bá ní ìbéèrè, question and answer, ẹ láǹfààní àti pè. Mo ní láti máa sọ nọ́mbà. Ẹni tó bá ti mọ nọ́mbà yẹn right now it's too late. So a máa gbá orin yẹn lọ. Ẹni bá ní ìbéèrè, ẹni tó bá yé yín, ẹ lè bí mi, màá dá yín lóhùn. Tí bá mọ̀ ni o. Tí n bá ti mọ̀ mo ní dá yín lóhùn. Ẹni bá ní ìbéèrè, ẹni 1 minute, everybody láàárọ̀ ìfẹ́ ẹni tó bá kọ́kọ́, ẹni tó bá ráyè wọlé. Question and answer. Ẹni bá ní ntẹ́ fẹ́ béèrè, èyí tí bá lè dá yín lóhùn máa dáhùn, èyí tí bá lè dáhùn máa ní mo mọ̀ sí nǹkan tá a máa ṣe sí. question and answer. If not, akọ́jọ́ máa set up ni. Èmi set up lọ nìyẹn o. Because I máa ṣe program ní 11 o'clock. Wọ́n náà máa san 1,000 naira ní UCH. 1,000 naira lọ́nà ẹ̀ máa san ní UCH. Ẹ̀rí pé ìlú yẹn ti bàjẹ́ tán. Wọ́n pa wá lójoojúmọ́. Ṣé ti rí fídíò tí mo post l'Abuja lánàá? Terrorist fẹ́ wọnú church, ó fẹ́ blow wọn dànù. Ọlọ́run ló ní kó tètè ká. Bí àbá tún máa gbọ́ pé àìmọye àwọn tó tútù kú. Ẹ wá bínú yàrá ọmọ yín ni mo wà ọ́. Mi ṣe máa ń yọ yàrá ẹ̀ lò. Bí gbogbo àwọn mídíà ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyàn, ẹlòmíì ò ní sọ yàrá tó ń lò, yàrá ọmọ tèmi lèmi máa ń lò. Èmi lè sọ ẹ fún yín. Ó ti law school báyìí nísìn. Òun ti law school. Ṣáwọn ọmọ tí náà ti law school ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ wá ń lé. Ẹ̀yin student ní Nàìjíríà, how far? Question, is it going to be back or no going back? Back kí ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ sà? Salami Simon Adébísí. Ẹ lè pè náà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń béèrè nọ́mbà yẹn sí lórí ètò ni. Good morning, Okoli Maker. Èmi kan mọ nọ́mbà yẹn lórí ẹ̀yẹ yọmí lẹ́nu. By now yẹ kí gbogbo ti ní nọ́mbà Koiki lọ́wọ́. Ẹni tó bá ní nọ́mbà studio lọ́wọ́ kí la fi ṣe sí báyìí. Ẹ bá fi nọ́mbà sí àwọn tó ń béèrè nọ́mbà. Èèyàn kan fẹ́ wọlé lórí Instagram ẹ̀ tá bá gbé wọlé nísìn. Ọ̀dà ẹja gbé yín wọlé. 11 o'clock ni máa ṣe Star Radio, so mo kàn get ready ni. I get information for you at Ekiti. No problem. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ìyá mi. Kò ní. Ọmọ yín náà ni. Ìjayà federal government. Life ni.
Ọmọ Koiki fúnra ẹ̀. Ọmọ fúnra ẹ̀. Mo jẹ́ rí ìyàwó ńkọ́.
Àlàáfíà.
Ìyàwó tí ò ní gbà.
Tó ní gbà. Mo ní ẹni tó rí bá ń fọ́ lórí ìyàwó àti Professor Banji kọ́ lọ mu fẹ́ǹsì. Kọ́ lọ máa lo paracetamol. Kọ́ máa dàrin wa rú. Kọ́ lọ máa mu fẹ́ǹsì. Tó bá sí fẹ́ǹsì labroad, màá ní kọ́ bá wọn gbé wá. Mo kí ìyá mi lè dáadáa, kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá mi. Ṣé láfíà lẹ́wà? À ń lọ. Kò sí kankan tó ń ṣe pé going back. Fúlàní ò lè kó wa lẹ́rù. Kò possible. Mo jẹ́rìí. Àjọ máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ṣé gan ìyá mi. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀yin prayer warrior. Thank you so much. All right ma, bye. Àwọn ìyá alálùbáríkà lọ wọlé látòrí Instagram yẹn. Ṣé rí pé gbogbo ọ̀nà la fi ń bá àwọn ìyá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀dá àwọn ìyá yẹn wọ̀ dá kan mọ̀, irọ́ lẹ pa. Àti wọ́n dá mọ̀ bàjẹ́. Wọ́n dá mọ̀ bó ṣe ń lọ. Mo kí yẹn ìyá mi. Ẹ̀yin náà láǹfààní àti pè. Ká tó dípa máa wọnú agbami studio lọ. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń béèrè nọ́mbà yẹn. Fáǹfààní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń béèrè nọ́mbà. Ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi náà mọ̀ lórí. Mo rẹ̀ rò pé Bashiru wà lórí program láàárọ̀ yìí. Question and answer òun là ń ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí. Ta ló ní ìbéèrè ẹ béèrè. Gbogbo tó bá rú yín lójú ẹ béèrè. Gbogbo tó rú yín lójú ẹ béèrè. Ìta bá lè dáhùn. Tí bá mọ̀ ni o. Tí bá mọ̀ máa ní mo mọ̀. Mo dẹ̀ lè fúnra mi lẹ́dìk. Èyí tí bá mọ̀ ni. Ẹ béèrè. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Elédùmarè ló máa á dá fún yín bàbá mi Ìjẹ̀bú. Elédùmarè ló máa fún wa ṣe. Ọba ògo ló máa fún wa ṣe. Elédùmarè inshallah kò ń ṣàwa la fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ yìí Ọlọ́run ọba ló ń ṣe. Èyí tẹ́ ń béèrè nọ́mbà yẹn tí bá ti pe nọ́mbà yẹn bá mi kọ síta o. By now yẹ kí ogbó ti ní nọ́mbà yìí lọ́wọ́ náà. +44 74 04 40 5917. Kóòdù yẹn ni 44 +44 74 04 40 5917. Bí ṣe ń pè yẹn ó yẹ kẹ́yìn náà bàbá mi táìpù ẹ̀ síta. Iṣẹ́ ò lẹ gbà. Iṣẹ́ ò lẹ́yìn náà gbà. Gbogbo àjọ wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ni. Ṣọ́ra àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké. A ti ní kó máa mú airpod ẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n ti jí lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rì. Ọmọ yín nìyẹn. Mo ti ní kó máa mú lọ sí school mọ̀ yẹn ló ṣe fi sílẹ̀ nílé. Àwọn basic things. Student how far? How many months now lẹ ti wà nílé? Wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ń sọ 1,000 naira ní UCH. 1,000 naira kó tó owó wọ́n ní owó electricity bill. Oríṣiríṣi ni. Ṣé ti rí fídíò tá a fi síta yẹn? Kò ń ṣe èyí tí mo fi sọ pé nítorí bá ń fọ́. Wọ́n ní Starr fẹ́ wọnú church kan l'Abuja lánàá. Wọ́n fún láyè ni. Tó bá fún láyè kò bá wọlé tán. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wàá ṣeré. Mú kí gbogbo àwọn family mi kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín ẹ kú àdúró tì mí. Question and answer èmi prepare program lọ nìyẹn fún Star Radio gbogbo tá a máa sọ láàárọ̀ yìí òun ni mò ń fẹ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí but mo fẹ́ máa fi gba question and answer so mo lè má ní time láti máa wo comment because my focus but I might try. Nigerian minimum wage in Yoruba land can have can have their savings account to have a quality future. Okay. All right. Ṣé gan engineer Gbadebo. Ṣé ẹ̀yin backend team mo ti rí kan náà backend team ẹ bá ń lọ fi sórí YouTube. Question and answer. Kíákíá ni o kò ṣe ìdá máa fàágùn o ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ question yìí lọ. Yeah, go ahead. Mo gbọ́.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ sir. Yes, sir. Ẹ kú ètò sir. Mi ò ní question kan. Nǹkan tèmi náà fẹ́ sọ ni pé a níbi àti ṣé ẹ̀rù ń bà àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ni. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ, àwọn tí inú bá ń bí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ìyá wa sọ. Kọ́ lọ lo paracetamol náà. Tọ́ bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ lo paracetamol, kọ́ lọ hug transformer. Ṣé bí Yorùbá orílẹ̀-èdè ní Yorùbá kí àwọn colonial master tó dé. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ gba orílẹ̀-èdè bàbá wa padà. Kí ló wà ń bẹ̀ ṣẹ́rù ń bà wá ní nídà ti bẹ̀rù.
Ẹ̀wọ́n náà ní ìbọn tá a máa fi jà.
Ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀ bàbá sásìkò yẹn bá tó wọ́n máa mọ̀ pé a ní nǹkan. Kí làwọn bàbá ńlá wa ń lò tẹ́lẹ̀.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
Bàbá ẹ máa bẹ́ tó lọ.
Ẹ ṣe gan-an. Ó ti dúró. Thank you so much. Mo like bẹ́ẹ̀ni tó bá wa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin náà bá wa béèrè bọ̀ tó bá ti di 3 minutes màá lọ sí studio màá change camera mi báyìí mo dẹ̀ lè filẹ̀ báyìí kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ máa gbọ́hùn Archie ṣé ká ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ máa rí èmi báyìí ṣé ó wà okay pẹ̀lú yín background àbí fẹ́ máa wẹ Archie because sometimes people want to see Archie ẹ já lọ sí Atlanta ẹ bá máa ṣe ní kíákíá ni o tá a mọ̀ kó wá sọ studio line yẹn máa ń better ju nọ́mbà mi the other one yẹn lọ ìyẹn máa ń iṣẹ́ ti pọ̀ lórí yẹn so ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ pè ẹ máa prefer ìyẹn mo ṣe ní kọ́ máa hard mi sóní group lórí yẹn ìyẹn wà much more convenient for us to call a dẹ̀ ti fi nọ́mbà yẹn síta fẹ́yìn tí ẹ mọ nọ́mbà yẹn tá a mọ̀ kó wá sọ question and answer ìtì bá lè dáhùn máa dáhùn tí ì bá mọ̀ máa ní mọ̀ mọ̀ ẹ lè mú mi sí question and answer ẹ̀gbọ́n mi adé tó ń pè láti US ẹ pè studio line by now gbogbo yẹn kẹ́ ti ní studio line wàá ṣeré Michael Godwill kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ my big brother gbogbo alájọ máa délẹ̀ lérí ẹ má ẹ kí Fúlàní máa dẹ́rù bà wá ṣé tí bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ studio ṣe fẹ́ máa rí ojú mi àbẹ́ fẹ́ máa rí ojú èmi àti Archie èwo lẹ fẹ́ ń bẹ̀ Yorùbá nation ti dúró pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run ló rìnrìn àjò thank you so much gbogbo iná ni mò ń kí question and answer tẹ́bà dẹ̀ ní question èmi a máa ṣe program yẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá ní ìbéèrè nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa pè +44 74 044 05917 nọ́mbà tẹ́ máa lè pèsè nìyẹn ìtẹ́ bá fẹ́ béèrè ní pé béèrè ìtẹ́ bá fẹ́ béèrè ẹ béèrè ẹ máa káyà yín já Mr. Koiki ṣé ta bá débẹ̀ ṣá máa yàgbẹ́ ni ṣá máa sùn ní ẹ béèrè you ask stupid question it does not matter ẹ má fi pé bí a tẹ bá béèrè question yẹn máa knock it off no any question ẹ bí mi ìtẹ́ àbámọ̀ àwọn tó lé ọpọlọ máa pè mí lẹ́yìn wọ́n á ní Koiki ìwọ náà lọ bá wọn dá wọn lóhùn báyìí kò yẹ yín nísìn so let us ask question ẹ béèrè ẹ bí mi ẹ má jẹ́ káyà yín já mo kì í ṣe ẹni tí àyà máa já ẹ má máa jẹ́ káyà mi já ẹ má yẹ kójú mi máa dẹ́rù bà yín èèyàn bíi tèmi náà lẹ́yìn ẹ béèrè Mr. Koiki ṣé ta bá débẹ̀ ṣé ilé mi tí mò ń gbé ṣe máa gbà lọ́wọ́ wa torí ebúra nǹkan ẹ máa gbà wọ́n lé lọ́wọ́ wa ẹ béèrè stupid question ẹ béèrè ẹ bí mi ẹ má yẹ káyà yín já ìrìn àjò yìí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ló ní mo kí bàbá wa Ìbà Gani Adams mo wo program kan náà ọmọ wọn kan OPC àbá ẹnì kankan jà kólúkálukú máa ṣe tiẹ̀ àpàdé lókè mo kí àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà mo kí gbogbo àwọn vigilante mo kí àwọn farmers hunters ẹ béèrè but kò ń ṣe lórí thread ẹ pè kẹ́ béèrè we were told time numbers there is nothing called referendum for you a lè ṣe referendum ṣe rí ìdí tí ẹ ṣe lè ṣe referendum ni pé Nigeria ò ṣe civilized country tẹ́ bá ṣe referendum wọ́n máa beat yín down and ẹ dẹ̀ máa lose wọ́n dẹ̀ máa tẹ́ bá lè ṣe referendum yẹn wàá sọ fún yín pé in tí result bá jáde that's the final àbọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ yẹn nísìn so a lè ṣe referendum so ẹ má jẹ́ kí àwọn tó ń sọ pé I need the referendum a lè ṣe referendum. Nàìjíríà òun ṣe civilized country, animal country ní Nàìjíríà. Àbọ̀rọ̀ yòó yẹn nìsín. Ẹ má yẹ kí anybody sọ fún wa pé ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ ṣe referendum. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá lọ ṣe referendum a máa lose out. Need the referendum. Àwọn kan máa ní ẹ pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ṣe rí ní táwọn èèyàn try láti máa pinpoint ni pé wọ́n fi ní iMac wọ́n pe kíní kan ní iMac pé president nǹkan tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ rí any president la lè lò sí nígbà 1776 happy independence day fẹ́yìn tí ẹ wà ní America tí ambulance bá ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn àwa mọ̀ pé ambulance yẹn ó fi lọ rescue ẹ̀mí èèyàn ni any 1 minute péré ẹ gbóhùn sókè.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Nípa.
Mo ti ní kẹ́yẹ́ pé nọ́mbà yìí ẹni tó bá fẹ́ rí lè pè studio line yẹn lẹ máa pè àwọn èèyàn kì í gbọ́ lótìtọ́ ẹni nọ́mbà mi kan nọ́mbà yẹn iPhone tó dání mò ń lò brand new ni but ẹrù ti pọ̀ jù lórí ẹ̀ ó dàbí pé WhatsApp ò design ẹ̀ fúnra wa báyìí the amount of workload tó wà lórí ẹ̀ ìyẹn ló ṣe ń disconnect studio line tẹ́ bá pe studio line ẹ̀ get through ẹ lè máa pè yẹn bí àtàbà sí lórí program sometimes pressure yẹn máa ti wà reduce. Let's go to the next call bí àmọ̀tẹ́ ní gbé call lórí yẹn kó má máa stress mi mo fẹ́ràn kan tó máa stress mi láàárọ̀ yìí. Hey, studio line tẹ́ bá ti pe studio line forget ní béèrè nìyẹn ẹgbọ́n sókè alàgbà.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
Mo fẹ́ béèrè pé that our republic passport.
Okay.
So ṣé ó ti wà legalized bẹ́ẹ̀ by foreign country like United Nations or something like that?
Ọ̀dà ẹ fẹ́ béèrè bóyá passport tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe because kò tí ready kò ń ṣe tó ti ready ó sì máa kọ́kọ́ láti ṣe template sample kó tó di pọ́ máa fẹ́ roll it out. Thank you so much Bashiru Mustapha. So ìtẹ̀fẹ́ mọ̀ ni pé ṣé àwọn àgbáyé bíi United Nations àbí ẹ bá tún sọ káwọn èèyàn lè gbọ́ pé ṣé wọ́n ti fọwọ́ sí ṣọ́ ti fòǹtẹ̀ sí ká tó lè máa lò ó.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ṣé wọ́n ti
ṣọ́ ti approve ẹ̀. Okay, so that means pé bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ ni pé United Nations ló gbọ́dọ̀ approve passport yẹn tí bá gbọ́ yín dáadáa.
Àbí gbọ́dọ̀ bá máa bèrè wọ́n
ó ti tán okay so ọ̀dà ẹ ṣé gan ni ọ̀dà thank you so much. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gba call mi wọlé ẹ pè wọlé ẹ pè ẹ báyìí káyà yín já mo kì í géèyàn jẹ lórí program studio line nìkan la máa gbé kéèyàn kan máa pè ní studio line lọ ti bá mi fi síbẹ̀ yẹn lẹ́yìn studio line àní gbé kọ́ọ̀lù mi. Ìtarakùnrin wa tó pè tán wọ́n ní ṣé United Nations ó gbọ́dọ̀ fi òǹtẹ̀ sí ṣé United Nations gbọ́dọ̀ fi òǹtẹ̀ sí ká tó lè lo passport. United Nations kọ́ ló ń fúnyàn nílùú bí a ti ṣe kà á bí a ti ṣe sọ United Nations ò kí ń fúnyàn nílùú a máa lọ register fún United Nations pé a fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ gbà wá bí mẹ́mbà wọ́n lè sọ pé àwọn ò gbà wá wọ́n lè ní àwọn máa gbà wá. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ń pè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adé láti US follow program studio line ẹni tó bá ti mọ studio line yẹn ó máa difficult fún yín ó dà pé ráyè wọlé ó yá ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè tó bá ti disconnect kò ń ṣe látọ̀dọ̀ mi o.
Hello Mr. Koiki.
Go ahead straight away. Time go.
God bless.
The problem tí mo sọ nìyẹn. If you are calling the number that ends with 979, Mama disconnect. What is the fate of our houses and land? Please explain in full details. There's nothing going to happen to our houses. Tatini, ilé tatira, kò sí nǹkan tó máa ṣe, ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ní document tẹ́lẹ̀. So all these your property tó wà ní orí ilẹ̀ èdè wa tẹ́lẹ̀, whether you have property in Ogun State, in Kwara, in Kogi, nothing is going to happen to it. It still remain your own property. But when the right time comes, we would then maybe, civilize it more by imputing it in a database. So that people will know that it is yours. Kò ní máa sí jàgídíjàgan bí ẹ̀yin àti ọmọ onílẹ̀ ṣe máa ń jà nígbà tẹ́ bá ra lẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọmọ onílẹ̀. So all these are part of the reason why it is important for us to go. Bí a lè túrẹ́ tó máa ràn mí lọ́wọ́ lórí ìbéèrè tí arákùnrin yẹn béèrè pé ǹjẹ́ a máa gba approval ká tó lo passport any less than 1 minute. After 1 minute ibi tẹ́ bá sọ dé máa disconnected ẹgbọ́n sókè because ní time púpọ̀ láàárọ̀ a máa lọ sórí rédíò. Ẹ káàbọ̀ mà.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́.
Àwa ni ẹ.
Mi tẹ̀ nílò tó 1 minute. Program tẹ́ ṣe ní date night yẹn inú mi really dùn mo fẹ́ gbàdúrà pé
Ọlọ́run máa fún yín lọ́pọlọ.
Àmín.
Because mo wo program kan lánàá tó gbogbo tí ó wà.
Ẹ má dárúkọ ní láti dárúkọ ibi tẹ́ ti wo program yẹn. Ẹ kàn lè sọ pé wo program.
Gbogbo kan tó fún mi ní concern ẹ̀dẹ̀ ti sort ẹ̀ out.
Àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run.
Ọlọ́run máa fún yín lọ́pọlọ.
Àmín Ọlọ́run. Àmín. Gbogbo àjọ máa débẹ̀.
Àlàáfíà ara lágbára Ọlọ́run a máa gbogbo ara máa débẹ̀.
Àmín.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Inú mi tó dúpẹ́ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ lè ṣe yẹn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Irú bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣé gan ni. Tá bá tún láwọn tó ní ọpọlọ, màá tún lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ Google. Ìtorí pé a máa lo àwọn nǹkan kan táwọn kan ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ rí. Ìbéèrè tá lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ béèrè ni pé ìjà ní the United Nations kó approve passport tí a bá tẹ̀ decide pa fẹ́ gba passport. Ẹ gbóhùn sókè, ẹ ti wọlé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tẹ́ bá kí wa, ẹ lọ straight to the question.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ ti wọlé.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
Ẹ ti wọlé, ẹ tún dẹ́lẹ́ kejì tẹ́ ń pè mí.
Kò séèyàn tó wà lórílẹ̀-èdè so a dẹ̀ ní the United Nations ká tó máa lo passport wa.
Okay, ó dà, ẹ ṣé gan ni. I think pé ẹ̀dá pé iná ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ já tún gbọ́ tẹlòmíì. Kákọ̀ ṣe pápápá studio number nìkan ni kẹ́ pé ẹ má pè the other number yẹn ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀. Ẹ kàn máa tọ́jú yẹn dání sọ́wọ́ fún communication purpose. Hello, go ahead. Ẹ káàárọ̀.
This is my first time calling.
Hey, thank you so much. Oh yeah.
Mo ní ṣé àwọn àtàwọn àdúgbàdà gbé ṣé Yorùbá ni wá torí mi ò rí kankan
tó ń lọ bí fìrífìrí pọ́n ṣe campaign níbẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀rọ àwọn èèyàn máa ń sọ pé wọ́n ò gbọ́ so lára ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbọ́ náà nìyẹn la máa sọ so but that's fine so ṣé ó yé mi but ṣé Badagry ò kì í ṣe lára yẹ. Ọ̀dà tẹ́ bá pè mí lẹ́yìn kẹsẹ̀ mẹ́sẹ̀ sí mi màá fún yín láwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe awareness nínú Badagry for the last 2 years confam màá fún yín nọ́mbà wọn ẹjọ́ máa bá wọn ṣe pàdé inú Badagry artist yẹn lọ́wọ́ yeah then pé ẹ kì í ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá yẹn as long as tó bá jẹ́ pé Fúlàní ni yín tẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wa ẹ ṣọ́ kí lẹ wá sọ pé ṣé Badagry ò kì í ṣe lára wa nígbà tẹ́tí ní ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú ní ọmọ Ògùn state ní. Ó dà ìdí tí àṣẹṣẹ mọ reason tí ìkíníyàn ò ṣe tí ìjẹ tó tàn mọ́lẹ̀ tó bá yá ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa a máa lo tó ń pè ní wọ́n ń lò nílùú yìí so ohun tí mo lè sọ ni wọ́n ń pe kinní kan ní gbọmọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ rédíò yẹn kò tí níyanjú but tó bá yá a máa ṣe tó ń pè ní ẹ fún mi ní kí lórúkọ àwọn tó máa ń ṣe pirate radio a máa jáàmù àwọn ti station ní kọ̀ọ̀kan ó kù díẹ̀ gbogbo ẹnu rẹ ti àfisọ a máa jáàmù àwọn station kọ̀ọ̀kan so tó bá yá ṣẹ̀rí ọ̀rọ̀ rédíò yẹn ó máa ṣe wọlé but I hope pé àwọn bàbá wa ìlànà wá parí ọ̀rọ̀ rédíò tí wọ́n ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí ó yẹ kó ti fẹ́ délẹ̀ so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn ẹjá tó fẹ́ lómi láàyè 10:33 èní ní Independence Day America wọ́n jà fún ni kò ń ṣọ̀fẹ́ ìbéèrè péré nìkan la fẹ́ ẹ má ẹ fàágùn ẹ ló kọ́là ìbéèrè ẹ má ẹ kó máa lọ ní púpọ̀. Ẹ káàbọ̀.
Nípa kí lorúkọ ẹ passport yẹn. Àbúyá UN ní máa approve passport. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó kọ UN pẹ̀lú passport.
Okay.
Tí country bá ti exist.
Okay.
So passport máa jáde definitely.
Okay.
Àwọn olùkẹ́ bá lè fẹ́ lo passport lọ a máa lo passport lọ. Ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe passport yẹn tó ṣe é lẹ́sìn wọ́n ṣe é lẹ̀ ni.
Okay.
So that tìlú bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ so that àwọn èèyàn tó fẹ́ travel a lè rọrùn fún wọn láti máa lo passport yẹn láti fi travel.
Okay.
So kò ṣe pé really necessary pé kí wọ́n issue passport yẹn straight away.
Okay.
But nǹkan tá a rí la wọ́n ti ṣe é kúkàn wà lẹ̀ so that a bá need ẹ̀ a lè pick up a lè take off immediately.
Okay.
Òní nǹkan tó yẹ ṣe passport yẹn so káyọ̀ má worry so much about passport.
Okay.
Kọ́ worry more about bá ṣe máa gbà lúwa.
Ó dà so àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe tí a gbọ́dọ̀ concern too much lórí ẹ ṣé gan ni thank you so much ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ ti lo 1 minute. Question and answer mo kí yín gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní Turkey kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín àkú nǹkan tá a máa jẹ ló gbé gbogbo káàkiri o ìntàfẹ́ jẹ òun ló sọ gbogbo àná bí òkò tá a fi wà all over the world. Mo rí ẹ̀mẹ́ sáyé ìdánmọ̀ bọ̀tà káàárọ̀. I need an account details that we can send money irú owó lẹ fẹ́ send ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ specify ṣé fún ti chairman wa Ìgbòho ṣá ṣé ti central account ṣé ti security àbí ìdẹ́kọ̀ fi fún Koiki pé ìwọ náà gbà máa fi jẹun ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ specify tẹ́lẹ̀ bá lọ fún wa lówó tí kò ń ṣe owó tó yẹ ká lọ fi sí tó yẹ ká fi sí ká má lọ náwó yẹn o ó wà very very important. Nigerian Army mo ka comment dáadáa question là ń béèrè ibùbè wàá ṣe sùúrù bàbá yìí mo busy nísìn ó yẹ kí n máa post video tó ṣẹ̀ ṣe ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ń pè láti US ẹ bẹ́tà kẹ́ pé studio line èèyàn kan tó fẹ́ wọlé lórí Instagram ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé wọn wọlé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé wọn wọlé mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní gbogbo state kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ bẹ̀ question là ń béèrè títí tí máa fi ṣe studio 11 o'clock I'll be going to the studio I'm just getting ready. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán níbikíbi tẹ́ bá ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Koiki, what about the Yoruba indigenous miners in with Nigerian mining license? It is their document unusable. Okay, ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ àkè mò ń gbọ́ wọn mọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ àṣálẹ̀. Ṣe rí ẹni iṣẹ́ tó kálukú bá ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation we are not having any document pé that has anything to do with Nigeria. Document yìí lè wà valid nínú ìlú just like mo ń bọ̀ bàbá mi Ìjẹ̀bú just like bá ṣe okay I want to disconnect their network just like bí wọn bá dé ìlú yìí nísìn right ẹ mọ̀ pé àjòjì ni wá ṣe mọ̀ pé ìlú yìí as wicked as ẹ mọ̀ bí ìlú yìí ṣe wicked bó ṣe da tó náà lọ wicked ṣe mọ̀ pé ẹni tó ní university degree wá sọ pé ká tún lọ ṣe English tó bá fẹ́ gba British passport ẹja mi nírọ́ wá ní kó lọ ṣe English but ẹni tí ó ní document bíá ibiṣẹ́ kan lẹ ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni bíá parastatus kan ni bíá ní state ni bíá ní federal ni all these will still be valid as we're going into a Yoruba nation. Your document will not be illegal. But the Sherry into fe yato to fe change. Said tó bá ti disconnect studio line ló kó pè. Next time, go ahead. Angbo. Àti mo orúkọ ẹ má sọ orúkọ ẹ ǹjẹ́ mo ṣe ní kó má studio line ní kó pè. Ẹjọ́ ẹ ti pọ̀ jù ọmọ bọ̀tà gbogbo èèyàn ló ti mọ̀ ẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ bọ́ọ̀ tẹ̀ dárúkọ ẹ̀ gan wọ́n dáhùn ẹ̀ mọ̀ àwọn ohun èèyàn kan mọ̀ bí Ọmọlúkà bá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn adáhùn ẹ̀ mọ̀ bí Koiki bá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn wọ́n dáhùn mi mọ̀ ẹ má bínú no studio line ni kò pè Saheed nọ́mbà tó ń pè yẹn ó máa ń disconnect ìyá mi ẹni náà ló bọ̀ mo kì í studio line yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí màá tútù pè èmi náà mọ̀ lórí +44 74 044 05917 ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ ní nọ́mbà yẹn lórí fóònù yín tí bá ti ní studio line ìyẹn ní kẹ́ pè so that a lè jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ wa kó smooth if not there will be all kind of break up so mo mọ̀ pé Saheed òtútù ń pè níbẹ̀ yẹn ó kàn mọ́ máa disconnect ni pressure ti wà lórí fóònù yẹn láàárọ̀ yìí ẹ̀wọ̀n pààrọ̀ Monday ni ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹ tó bá need account bàbá wa ti Sunday Igboho tẹ máa sanwó sí ẹ send message sí mi màá lè fún yín.
Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé ẹjọ́ ìjọ tó máa di fẹ́ announce Yorùbá nation ẹjọ́ ẹ get across the south white house and diaspora because àwọn kan ti ṣe tó láti lọlẹ́. Ẹjọ́ bó ṣe two days or 3 days or a week ni ẹ̀rọ ọkọ̀ sọ fún wa àwájú tó láti lọ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni thank you so much once again mo kí okay tó bá tún lọ tó bá mo sọ fún ẹ o gbọ́ Saheed pé studio number save number yẹn kó pè o ṣáà ń ṣe illiterate now nígbà tá a bá ti ní kẹ́ pé studio o tún pè number tó bó ṣe ń pè number yẹn ó máa ó ń disconnect fún rẹ ni WhatsApp ò ṣe bí Koiki ṣe ń lo WhatsApp mo rò pé wọ́n design ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ I'm using a very good phone brand new iPhone new latest one ni mo ń lò but I don't know WhatsApp is just not holding it enough a dẹ̀ ti pè number yẹn so many times Ọmọlúkà mo rí ẹ ń bẹ̀ Ìgbòho ó máa ṣe program lẹ́díjọ́ mẹ́ta Ọmọlúkà kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ Ọmọdúà ó fẹ́ mọ́ mi ó dà Ọmọlúkà báwo ni ṣe láfíà ló wà mo ń bá ẹjẹ́ lọ fún Ọmọdúà ní milk but ẹni fi béèrè ni ẹjẹ́ lọ dán Ọmọdúà lóhùn Ọmọlúkà báwo ni o Saheed òkúkú ń gbọ́ràn ó dà pé etí ẹ̀ máa gbá nǹkan ọmọ etí ẹ̀ mo ní kó pè lórí studio number ó tún pe number yẹn padà ó gbọ́n kankan hello
Mr. Koiki ẹ káàárọ̀ sà.
ẹ béèrè.
ẹ kú ètò sà.
ètò.
ìkan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ni pé ṣé tó bá declare Yorùbá nation because àwọn èèyàn ń bẹ̀rù gan.
Saheed hold on number. tó bá declare ẹ béèrè yẹn padà again. ìjọ tá bá ti declare Yorùbá nation, then ìjọ tá bá ti declare Yorùbá nation, Nigeria will become ungovernable for everybody. That's all. Kólúkálukú lọ gbáradì. Jẹ́ ń pè padà, ó dà ń pé o get tí mo sọ. Jẹ́ bí mo ní nọ́mbẹ̀ níbí by Saheed. Mo gbọ́dọ̀ ní nọ́mbẹ̀. Ọmọdúà mo ń bọ̀. Saheed Wọ́dà. Saheed Ọmọbọ̀tà. So that wọ́n tẹ̀lé bá mi hold program yẹn fún kí n fi lọ dá Ọmọdúà lóhùn. Saheed Sójà, Saheed, oríṣiríṣi Saheed ni mo ní. Tọ́dọ̀ tí ẹ dà ní sí. Àtẹ̀mọ́bi tí mo fi orúkọ ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ àkọsí. Ara kò gbórúkọ ẹ̀ jáde níbí báyìí. Oh my God. All right, ẹ jẹ́ àṣẹ kankan. Ó kúkú ní gbọ́. Ó dà pé Saheed kò ń gbọ́ kan àbí bóyá máa ń ṣe náà nìyẹn. Kò ń gbọ́ràn. Mo ti ní kó yé pé lè mọ. Etí ẹ̀yìn bí etí àwọn. Ṣé Fúlàní ni ẹni Saheed? Jẹ́ ń save number síbí báyìí. Kí mi wá pè é padà. Ṣé rí reason tá ṣe láti máa ṣàlàyé ọ̀rọ̀ fáwọn èèyàn? Saheed gan tá à ń ṣàlàyé fún. Ó ń gbọ́ mi o pé kó má pe nọ́mbà yìí mọ́. Ó takú bíi fáwọn Ìgbò. Ok, Saheed Akínwọlé ni mo fi save ẹ̀. Ok, ó wà níbẹ̀. Má wọrú broadcast mi Ọmọdúà. Ẹni sùúrù Saheed mo láti pè. Ẹni tó ń pè láti Germany mo ní gbé kàn yín kan. Mo fẹ́ kí Saheed bá mi hold kìíní kí fi mo ń bọ̀ Ọmọdúà. Ẹni sùúrù láti Germany. Saheed Akínwọlé. Mo ń bọ̀ Ọmọdúà. Mo ń bọ̀. Ok, Saheed lélẹ̀ náà. Mo ní nọ́mbà Saheed. Ok, Saheed Akínwọlé. So kí ló tún kò fún mi lórí WhatsApp? Etí kúkú ń dùn ọmọ Saheed ò kí ń gbọ́ràn. Ní sùúrù Ọmọdúà. Mo fẹ́ pe ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ tó wà nílé ni tó kí ń gbọ́ràn. Wait! Ò gbọ́ràn ni. Jẹ́ ká tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà láàárọ̀ ìwọ Ọmọdúà. All right, Saheed, I can't find your number, so I'm going to play something. Because if I back call, money, they control call here. But if I Saheed hold on to that program, but I'm from there going to serious. So I just play orin kan ká fi padà. Tí bá padà dé, I'm continue program. Ẹ máa gbọ́ ìyàwó Janet lọ. Mo ń bọ̀. Let's go. Yeah, come, let's go. Mom. Sorry, má pe nọ́mbà yẹn mọ́, on stress mi láàárọ̀ yìí. O get message, so tó bá ti get message, o fi dá sí program yẹn. Tí ní kò pe nọ́mbà tó mọ̀, so jẹ́ n return call àwọn tó ti pè jàre. Cause time máa fast ni, èmi dẹ̀ ni máa drop Ọmọdúà láàárọ̀ yìí. Oya, gbọ́n sókè. Saheed mo ní gbé nọ́mbà yẹn mọ́, oh serious.
Hello, bros mi ẹ kúṣẹ́.
I go straight to the point. Àwa nìyẹn.
Nǹkan tí wọ́n béèrè pé ẹjọ́ ṣé kókó ti clear Yorùbá nation gbogbo àwọn Fúlàní tó wà ní ibi àwọn post yẹn táwọn announce fún wọn ní pé kọ́kọ́ bí post yẹn àbí àtúbàtì ìgbà tó máa lọ́ máa lé fún ọkọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ nìyẹn.
Ọ̀dà ẹ ṣé gan ni. Let's take the next call. Studio line kan là ń gbé. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ nìkan náà la máa gbé. Ẹ má bínú, mo ń prepare. Ẹni tó pè tán ó ní ṣé tí ọba declare Yorùbá nation láṣẹ máa lé gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní orí post lọ ni àbí báwo? Ìbéèrè tẹ́ni yẹn ń béèrè òun nìyẹn. The way it is, mo ti sọ pé there will be uncertainty for a while in Nigeria, which we must all be prepared for. Whether a Yoruba nation is declared or not, the Fulanis are going to unleash havoc. But a lot of people are saying it's not going to happen. And it will happen. Expect highlight how inflation worsen living standard among Nigeria. Okay, headline náà dá láti lò láàárọ̀ yìí. Èmi sọ fún mi pé inflation yẹn. Mo rí Dèjì Adéyanjú, ó náwọn èèyàn lè jẹ bread mọ́. question tarakùnrin yẹn ń béèrè okay archie ti wà on ẹ̀kọ́ gbọ́n ẹ̀ báyìí. Orin tó ń play yẹn ó máa affect the broadcast mi nísìn gbogbo àwọn ìrágà reggae tó máa ń play. Now when somebody is asking the question ṣé gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní post kí la máa ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ wọn madam ẹ béèrè yín mò ń gbọ́. agbọ́n mà.
ẹ jọ sá irú àwa tá à sí ní nàìjíríà tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ àwa ní arab country. tá a dẹ̀ ń send owó sí bank nàìjíríà ṣé tí abágbá yorùbá nation ṣá máa rí owó àwọn owó tí à ń send sínú bank nàìjíríà yẹn. ṣé ó máa padà wá sí yorùbá nation àbó ti bá nàìjíríà lọ ní nàìjíríà. No
owó anybody tó bá ní owó nínú bank nàìjíríà at any time the country breaks your money is still going to be secure. Sáyé tó dà pé o kàn stress ara ẹni tó bá ti pe studio line. Your money is still as secure. Owó yín kankan lọ anywhere. Ibi tí owó yẹn wà ní bank. Ṣẹ́rí bank kọ́ okay anyway ẹ máa gbọ́ respond mi. Bank kọ́ máa ní láti ṣe tán pè ní èlò ni mo ní ṣé 1,000 naira ni mo ní as at the time the country breaks. The bank will still be able to use a new system of that system tá a ṣe fẹ́ lò. That means the money will still be there. Your money will be guaranteed. And the bá contribute to Chief Sunday Igboho, ẹ pè mí kí lè send account details here because kò sí ní as we're getting ready now for Star Radio. And tí bá dé ti ṣe Star Radio tó lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ because kó dà mí tẹ̀lé láti sọ fún wọn pé a gbọ́dọ̀ lò ju 30 minutes lọ because ọmọ òdua láti jẹ lunch kó tó lọ. So send message sí pé. So owó tí a bá ní kò sí nǹkan kan tó máa ṣe owó yẹn. Ṣé rí in tó fẹ́ change ní Nàìjíríà òun ni orúkọ yẹn jẹ́ kí Saheed máa waste time rẹ̀ kó ṣe bí ìtẹ́ pé the trade loan àní kó pe studio line wọ́n pe nọ́mbà yẹn látẹ̀ǹkan ó tún pe the old number tó ní lọ́wọ́ tó bá ní nọ́mbà yẹn kò mí pe nọ́mbà yẹn lọ láti pè náà. Owó tó lúkálukú wa bá ní ó sì wà secured as we are moving into a new territory. So nothing is going to happen to our money. Ẹ pè mí tí ẹ bá ṣe tán Mr. John kí n lè fún yín ní account chief tẹ̀ máa sanwó sí whether the US, UK or the Zelle, whichever one ẹ bá prefer, let me know. So I'm still taking calls up to the last minute tí máa fi lọ sí studio but ẹ sì ní láti lọ change outfit mi because eléyìí kan ni máa fi ṣe studio. So I'm just taking the headlines. The National Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria inflation rate increased to 17.77%.
So the right one.
I go ahead. To bá ti disconnect, I won't be able to do anything to that. To bá ti disconnect, that means pé. Jẹ́ kí mọ́mí sọ̀rọ̀ tọmọ lókà ó dà síbẹ̀ má lọ.
Nǹkan tí bàbá kìlà sọ̀rọ̀
hold on ọmọ lókà jẹ́ kí mọ́mí land hold on ọmọ lókà má lọ hold on síbẹ̀.
Tí bàbá ilé ti sọ tipẹ́tipẹ́ how many years ni bàbá ilé nítorí wọ́n sọ wípé kì í ṣe kọ́tà lè gbà lọ́dún kan ọdún méjì how many years la fẹ́ fi ṣe awareness.
Okay.
My morals just go down.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Question, Kole. It's just like we were. Mommy, am I worried? My answer. Am I being managed? My because more need time for Polaris. I have 12 minutes. Favour tí gbọ́ yẹn Ọmọlúkà tí o máa bá mi respond sí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn àbí kájọ kí n respond sí o gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ lẹ́tàn nísìn. bá mi respond Ọmọlúkà.
ẹ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń gbọ́ mi lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ understand kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ kíní kan dájúdájú kò sí ilé ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tàbí káàkiri àgbáyé tí wọn ò ti mọ̀ pé Yorùbá bẹ́ lọ kò sí ilé ẹgbẹ́ tí mo sọ kò sí ilé tí ò mọ̀ pé Yorùbá nation fẹ́ lọ kò sí ilé tí wọn bá tẹ̀ gbẹ́ nísìnyí nípa Yorùbá nation kò sí ilé tí wọn ò ti gbọ́ nípa Sunday Igboho ẹni bá dẹ̀ gbọ́ nípa Sunday Igboho á mọ̀ pé Sunday Igboho ń tẹnumọ́ ni pé Yorùbá fẹ́ jáde So kò sí ilé tí wọn ò ti mọ̀ tá bá fẹ́ pé kíní kan oyè ìyàtọ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀ ò ju wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀.
Network Ọmọlúkà ni ó máa padà ẹ ṣe sùúrù ó máa padà bí Ọmọlúkà ṣe ń sọ lọ kó tó di kó máa padà dé ó reconnect ni a máa continue pẹ̀lú
ìyàwó ti padà dé.
Okay.
So wọ́n dẹ̀ bẹ́ kí gbogbo wa lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ohun tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí Yorùbá náà à ń lọ láìpẹ́ o. Èmi náà fẹ́ jẹ́ kí gbogbo yín mọ̀ pé kí lè jẹ́ kí n mọ bí mi ṣe ń dùn ní. Orí ibi tí mo rí àwọn tó fojoojúmọ́ ń pè ó fi hàn yìí pé ìdánilójú tó pé kí n wà yìí. Yorùbá nation every moment from now Ọlọ́run máa gbàkóso ní mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa mọ̀ ṣe yé mi orí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì mi ó ní àwọn oníyèméjì ògùn lẹ̀ ṣùkú tí mo fún ẹ má yẹ méjì lórí ẹ ẹ dúró lórí ìgbàgbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run fi àpúrò ẹ̀ fún wa ó ti fún wa àgbà láìpẹ́ a máa gbé ẹ̀ láìpẹ́ tó bá máa gbà láfẹ́ fún a máa.
Kó tó lọ Ọmọlúkà máì tí lọ Ọmọlúkà fan okay yes okay máì tí lọ mo fẹ́ béèrè because media ni wọ́n á fún ẹ ní access díẹ̀ sí i tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ni pé ṣé ò ń gbọ́ mi ṣé ò ń gbọ́ Ọmọlúkà I know his network is going in and out problem lè ṣe business nínú Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú nǹkan báyìí ẹ lọ Ọmọlúkà all right I'm gonna let him go I wanted to ask him something but I'm gonna let him go. Alàgbà ẹ ti pè lẹ́ǹkan àbí mi mo rò bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo náà ti pè lẹ́ǹkan àbẹ́ kan olúkálùkù ọ̀n lo picture bàbá wa yìí. Mo náà ti pè lẹ́ǹkan àbí. Ok ẹ jẹ́ override wọn kí n gbé Ọmọlúkà padà. Ẹ lọ Ọmọlúkà. Èyí tí mo fẹ́ bèrè ni pé tí a bá roll out extra rally sí nísìn gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ wọ ọ̀gbọ́wọ́ yẹn wọ́n pé nígbà tá à ń gbé rally yẹn káàkiri àwọn èèyàn ọ̀rọ̀ lè má tẹ̀ mọ́ pọ́pọ̀ tá a fi ń ṣe rally yẹn bí wọ́n kọ̀ rò pé à ń jó gẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ̀ káàkiri ni ǹjẹ́ tá a bá roll out extra rally nísìn ṣó máa ní impact there as well.
dájúdájú ó máa ní.
ok.
ó dẹ̀ tún máa rinlẹ̀ ó máa milẹ̀ ju
ti tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ.
ok. ìdí ni wípé àwa gan fúnra wa ní state wa níbi tí èmi wà àti plan pé a fẹ́ embark lórí local government campaign and sensitization fáwọn èèyàn wa àti plan tí gbogbo iṣẹ́ yẹn ti set kó tó di pé àtàkì tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ yẹn wá ṣẹlẹ̀ àtàkì yẹn ló wá mú gbogbo ẹ̀ tó tún jẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ tún tojúrú torí yẹn la wá ń gbé gbọ́ kó tó di pé gbogbo ẹ̀ tún rí bó ṣe rí yìí ṣùgbọ́n síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ náà tó ń bá ṣe ó máa tún ran ìrìn àjò yẹn lọ́wọ́ ni kò sí tó burú mbẹ̀ tá a bá ṣe ó máa mú kí ìrìn àjò yẹn kó tún tò ní.
Okay. ẹ ṣé gan-an Ọmọlúkà, thank you so much. And tabade máa wá ṣe any rally nísìn, we need to prepare our mind because ó ṣeé ṣe kí ìjọba fẹ́ gbé ọwọ́ kọ́wọ́. Mo fẹ́ send message sí studio ni pé half an hour la máa ṣe, after 11:30 I have to go. Good morning. There will be another person tún pè. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá ráyè wọlé. Okay, dan pé ala. Mo rò pé mo ti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan àbójú mi lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Kò mo rí picture ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Hello, a ti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sà. Ṣebí ẹ ti pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan. You see where the problem is. Ẹ ń gbọ́ra yín ẹ tún pè kò make sense. All right, let's okay mi ni mo ti ní nọ́mbà Saheed nísìn. Orí ẹ̀ gbálẹ̀ ṣoṣẹ mọ̀ nísìn tẹ́lẹ̀ kúngbà tá ní kò pe nọ́mbà kan tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ń pe nọ́mbà kan. Good morning. Oya go ahead straight, má rojọ́ kankan àti mọ orúkọ ẹ̀, má dárúkọ ẹ̀, o ní láti dárúkọ ẹ̀, adá voice ẹ̀ mọ̀, gbóhùn sókè.
Ìbéèrè tí èmi fẹ́ béèrè bọ̀dá mi ni pé Yorùbá nation ó ti ń tan green light. The only thing tí èmi fẹ́ béèrè nísìnyí ni pé ṣé ètò wà lórí mo bó ti kíní kan lánàá àwọn ará diaspora tó fẹ́ wálé òkè wọn ń ṣe kékeré kódà wọ́n fẹ́ pọ̀ jáwata wà ń lé lọ o ṣé ètò wà fún àwọn ará diaspora tó fẹ́ wálé ṣé ètò wà.
Irú ètò wo nìyẹn là ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
Ètò bóyá bí ètò ààbò lórí pé tí àwọn ìjọba tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ gbé ọwọ́ kọ́wọ́ tí a bá declare Yorùbá nation tán.
ṣé pé true ṣé pé àwọn tó ń bọ̀ láti airport láti wá sílé àbí.
láàárọ̀ ìpè ẹ jẹ́ kó ń gbọ́ tó bá fẹ́ declare.
Okay, all right. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ ẹ jẹ́ okay mo ti get message máì tí lọ because media ni ẹ mo lè fún ẹ ní ṣe rí ẹni tó bá fẹ́ lọ́lé government ò ní right láti hold wa back lásìkò tá a bá fi padà lọ sílé.
Yes, sir.
Government ò ní right láti pin anybody nígbà tó yẹ pé Kánò lè fẹ́ gbà wọlé ṣèbí kò lè fẹ́ gbà wọlé so everybody ní right then tó bá láníyàn pé òun fẹ́ wà nílé òun fẹ́ tẹ̀lé wọn lọ nígbà tásìkò yẹn bá máa tó so ní any reason láti wà concern in tí a máa fi wà concern ni pé tó bá tó time yẹn tí airport ò bá ṣe land sí we gotta prepare for a lot of things ó ṣeé ṣe kí airport má ṣe land sí because we don't know what could be the situation government lè fi gbọ́wọ́ àwa náà lè fi gbọ́wọ́ we don't know in tó ń pè ní anarchy stage nìyẹn so kíyàn kankan má dẹ̀ sọ pé àní dé anarchy stage ká tó get across even tá a bá tẹ̀ declare gan sef bá ṣe ń push kìíní lọ because sí ní military era
ẹ̀mí àwọn èèyàn ti wà lẹ́sẹ̀
sí mo ń gbọ́
ẹ̀mí àwọn èèyàn ti wà lẹ́sẹ̀
because sí nínú military era ẹ jẹ́ ké tí àwọn government tó wà nísàlẹ̀ máa gbọ́ Buhari ò sí nínú military era dead or alive èmi máa ń sọ pé dead because ó wà láyé gan ní àmọ̀ wúlò ẹ̀ kò sí láyé gan kí ni ìwúlò ẹ̀ àwọn governor wa wọ́n sí ní military era ẹ gbọ́ wa dáadáa ẹ sọ fún gbogbo àwọn governor pé sí ní military era in tó ń pè ní democracy la wà and democracy fún wa ní ààyè láti ṣe gbogbo tá à ń ṣe yìí because ń ṣe terrorist ló fẹ́ já ẹ̀rọ à ń pé ẹ̀gbọ́n lánàá ní Borno state terrorist fẹ́ já helicopter wálẹ̀ kì í ṣe terrorist o ń ṣe terrorist dẹ̀ ṣe rí gbogbo àwọn Arise television channels yẹn àwọn olórí burúkú television ni wọ́n tó ń pè wá ní secessionist ọmọ àlè ni wọ́n ń ṣe tó ń pè ní secessionist o a ní right láti ṣe tá à ń ṣe tó bá jẹ́ pé a push ẹ̀ dáadáa gbogbo pé wọ̀gbọ̀wọ̀gbọ̀n yẹn wọ́n máa gbọ́ o but tá a bá jáde padà tán nísìn tá a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí push ẹ̀ tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bá gbé ọwọ́ ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bá gbé ọwọ́ a máa gbé ọwọ́ padà ní o àníṣan tá a máa ṣe o tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bá yìí tí a jáde yẹn tí wọ́n lọ ń gbomi gbóná jáde àmọ́ tá a máa fi sínú mọ́tò yẹn tí mọ́tò yẹn náà tó máa gbóná nínú mọ́tò yẹn fún rẹ̀ ṣẹ́rẹ́ tó wà nínú mọ́tò yẹn tó ń tọ́mí gbóná yẹn tá a bá fi nǹkan sínú ẹ̀ òun kan máa ta jáde ìyẹn ló ń pè ní anarchy state wọ́n ń ṣe ní UK wọ́n ń ṣe lamẹ́ríkà mò ń gbọ́.
ní àárọ̀ ìṣà àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n jẹ́ bóyá bíi loyalist ti mi ládùúgbò wa náà ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀dẹ̀ fún mi ní aṣọ Yorùbá nation ìyá ìkejì wa ní ó níbi tó lè wọ́dé má farawé pẹ̀lú àṣàìdò mo wá sọ fún wọn ní ìwọ gangan ìtọ́ni pé kó má farawé mi máa fún wọn náà ẹ̀yin méjèèjì ó yẹ wọ̀ ẹ máa wọ aṣọ Yorùbá nation tó bá ní ẹni wẹ̀ mo ní nínú constitution Nàìjíríà ó wà níbẹ̀ pé self determination is our right ọ̀rọ̀ pé wọ́n jẹ́ kí a mọ òfin wọ́n jẹ́ kí a mọ ẹ̀tọ́ wa lábẹ́ òfin ló ń dẹ́rù báyìí ẹ máa wọ lọ sẹ́ni wẹ̀ tó bá wù yìí
no problem so thank you so much Saheed because nítorí 3 minutes mo ní láti fi lọ sí Star Radio ó ṣe gan ni àbúrò mi tó dáa so ẹ jẹ́ kó yé ọ̀hún tó wà nílé dáadáa o ìyá dey sleep mo sùn gbà tó di 3 rán pé bí 4 o'clock ni mo lọ sùn lánàá tí a bá lọ síbi iṣẹ́ náà tó bá ní o bá rè resume ní 11 o'clock ṣó lè dìde ni sí ní military era ni pé military ló máa control ló máa take action normally tó bá jẹ́ pé ìlú tó gbọ́n tó dá ní Nàìjíríà ni ọlọ́pàá ló yẹ kó máa tá bá ń ṣe anything ọlọ́pàá ló yẹ kó máa jáde bòdì tó ṣe ń kó military jáde ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ máa fìyẹn fi dẹ́rù bá àwọn èèyàn sí ní military era we are not in military era yes I mọ̀ pé they are using a military dictator to run the government our governors are not ṣe sójà làwọn governor wa ni wọ́n ṣe sójà náà ṣaṣọ sójà ló ń wọ̀ ni ṣèbá gbádá ló ń wọ̀ ìyẹn ló ń pè ní democracy àwa kan dẹ̀ sọ pé àgbà ẹgbọ́rọ̀ ẹgbọ́n kankan tí mo sọ dáadáa ẹ̀kọ́ máa ní ẹ̀kọ́ wà lórí social media ń pariwo sí ní military era we are no longer in military era so I'm going to go and mo ní láti lọ change aṣọ mi kí n lọ wọ dàṣíkì ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kí n dé fìlà sí ká tó wá lọ sí studio mo ní sọ fún wa pé by 11 a gbọ́dọ̀ parí program ẹ̀ so ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré lọ change because mo fẹ́ join ní àìkógbó ilẹ̀ Starr ẹlẹ́mọ ojú Archie ẹ̀yẹn máa wojú tèmi káwọn máa wojú tèmi láti inú screen àbí kí n máa kò tẹ̀sí tán láti máa tán ẹ̀ báyìí náà so bọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn sí ní military era o ẹ máa gbádùn ilé ìlọmọ ń bọ̀. I'm going on the radio now. You want to stay downstairs or you want to come upstairs? Yes? You want to stay upstairs? No. You can't move upstairs. Oh, the drum is
ọmọ ojú wa dìde ó sì fò ẹ̀tọ́ bàbá rẹ̀. Èmi yóò kọ́ lọ́kọ̀ fàlàyé. Èmi yóò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè mi. Ohun tí mo fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Èmi yóò kọ́ lọ́kọ̀ fàlàyé. Èmi yóò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ohun tí mo fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ìlú tán lọ́rùn fi lọ lọ́rùn yọ. Èyí tó yànnà tó ṣe lọ́gbọ̀n. Bàbá fẹ́ wá owó tó yọ wá. Wọ́n ṣe wá lọ́gbọ̀n, ó tún wá pẹ̀lú kan ní sí. Èmi yóò kọ́ lọ́gbọ̀n fàlàyé.
I got to join studio. Yeah. Sorry, I need time. They gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe oúnjẹ ọmọ Oòduà ká tó lọ sí school. Ẹ má worry. Background ẹ máa change tí bá ti lọ sí studio. Ẹnì kan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ máa rí background ẹ lè. Tó ń pè ní technology nìyẹn. A sì ní military ẹ̀rọ. Wọ́n á tẹ̀ ṣe mistake ẹ̀ rárá. So gbogbo ọmọ akọ́lọ́pàá jáde, ọmọ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kan. Gbogbo ta máa ṣe kọ́ la máa sọ. Ẹ fẹ́ ká máa sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ ní sọ yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde pẹ̀lú ọ̀dọ̀ ara rẹ̀ nísìnyí. Kọ́ gbọ́wọ́ kọ́wọ́. Laptop you are charge. Okay. All right. We're going now to the studio. Thank you so much, those of you that have joined us.
Can encourage you. If you can hear us loud and clear wherever you might be. Well, it's gone. Exactly 3 minutes past the top of the hour. And it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. That means I've called with me my own brother and co-presenter, Mr. Olayobi Koiki. And let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it is a very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our presenters and all our listeners that are watching us from around the globe. We say good morning and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, how are you and how was the weekend?
Well, as usual, I think I had a bit of a rest this weekend in as much as there was quite a lot of activities. Remember, it was a year anniversary, to the attack of Chief Sunday at Igboho's house. Remember, it was also a year anniversary when we had the Lagos Rega rally, where eventually, the Lagos state killed, a young girl, Jumoke Oyeleke. So there was also a kind of a special prayer. It was a very full engagement over the weekend, but I have an ample lot of time, to relax, reflect as we go into, the new month, and also as we continue the campaign, the awareness for those of us that believe in the disintegration of Nigeria. And for those that also want an election, there's also kind of a lot of campaign that is ongoing, and same as the Biafra, are also campaigning, and likewise, a lot of ample of time spending with the family. Because I didn't travel. Remember the last 2 weekends, I've been in Manchester, been in Birmingham, I was in Luton, but this weekend, I think it was a family time.
Okay, that was a good one. I had the burial of my dad, so it was quite a challenging time, but was good.
May so rest in peace, as we say, yes.
Yes, thank you very, very much. And to every one of you who were wishing me well, I salute each and every one of you. Okay, now let's come to some serious business here. Now, with the celebrations and the commemoration of the year's invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's residence, and a year after the Lagos mega rally, that because of that the attack took place. The attack took place was he threw a spanner into that mega rally. That's how I read through that particular incident. Now, what has been, what was some of the commemorations back in Nigeria? Was there any commemoration there? What happened? What happened? A bit of that.
Yeah, there was a special prayer, that took place overnight, just to reflect, that the invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's house happened in the middle of the night when they wanted to kill him. He did escape. We got a bit of a background to what happened, when one of our deputy leader, spoke on Saturday, because also a 50 million naira equivalent to about 66,000 was being raised for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. I'm going to come back to that. So that special prayer went overnight, and in the morning it was just a kind of a sober one. People were in the compound, people were around the environment, just to remember, especially to the two people that died, that was murdered by the federal government of Nigeria. We're talking about, his close allied, Alhaji Adesa Adogon, and likewise his uncle, Alhaji Fatai. As we speak right now, a year on, nobody knows where the bodies are. And that means, according to the Islamic rite, these two people should have been buried either the same day or maximum the next day. These are not, bodies that are meant to have been kept as if, it belongs to the federal government. And we're still using today to tell the federal government of Nigeria to release the bodies of these two precious Yoruba sons to us so that we can give them a befitting burial.
Well, listeners, that's a bit, because of time, so that's what we can bring you so far. But you can express your take on whatever that we are discussing on our platform, and I promise you that we definitely going to be looking at that. The last Wednesday, we had a bishop, is it Adeshina? On the show.
Adebayo. Adeboye, sorry, Adeboye.
Adeboye Adeshina, okay. And then he was talking about security. We were looking at security when it comes to Nigeria. But we have one of the Adeboye, yes, he's saying that you don't need gun for self-defense. So what do people need to defend themselves? Well, you look at the latter story that you just posted, it's talking about an attack on a helicopter. So if a military can be attacked, then if you, mere mortal, you don't have anything, how do you even protect yourself? Over to you, sir.
Well, it was over the weekend, where, the message started filtering through, even though people say, whatever the church is saying now, could it be something that we should be concerned about? If I just give us maybe about less than 2 minutes so that we can listen to this particular video that just popped up from Nigeria. It was actually another attack that was almost going to happen in the capital city. Let's hear what the commentary has to say.
What's happening now, right here? A terrorist entered my church, Archangel Raphael Catholic Church, Garki Abuja Police Barracks. He dressed up with to band his face, face cap, police face cap, and dark shade. And they started asking him, stop, 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 stop. He now drove where the men were having meeting. We started shouting, please, people should come out and stop him. They now stopped him. He now said that he is here to see somebody. So they always have a pointer in the church that you want to see the guy. And the guy now came. They now invited the guy. The guy now said he's not his friend though. That he doesn't even know him from anywhere. After much interrogation, he now said he's from Abia. Where in Abia he cannot say. He now said that he's part of his relation from Ethiopia. So what are you doing just like this? He now said that he's going to call the IG. And I said, okay. Meanwhile, in this police barracks, we have those working with IG. We have the PPPRO of FCT here. I'm videoing his car. They saw some things in his car, drugs and everything. So we're just being careful now, and it's like Catholic Church is their target. Please, I beg all Catholics, I'm videoing this. It's happening on the 3rd of July, 2022.
Well, you had it right there. This was all happening in Abuja yesterday, and yes, if Pastor Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church is now saying that we have to defend ourselves. I'm asking the question, maybe they're preparing, their members, for what kind of defense mechanism. Maybe they have to go into a fasting mode. Maybe they have to prepare extra security, or just like I was listening to Simon Ekpa, maybe they have to support the Eastern Security Network because they've already been protecting some of their members in the Southeast.
No, it's challenging. I mean, we know that we go for the weekends and then we come back and over the weekend you just follow stories that have happened about insecurity and people who have lost their lives, whether abducted or whatever it is. But it's interesting. Maybe by tomorrow we'll be able to throw more light on it as to how he thinks that without guns people can, protect themselves. Because especially looking at this situation where the lady reporting is saying that it's in a police barracks, so automatically you should have a security there, and somebody can intrude like that. Assuming the person perpetrated any act, came on to do anything. It's like I don't actually get it. So I don't know. Maybe Bishop or Adeboye has to come back and tell us exactly what the plans are. If they're going to command angels to be standing guard, yes, okay, let's do that. Let's see the angels in charge and fighting against all this terrorism and stuff like that. But listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. So maybe you want to react to that before we move on to some of the other stories.
Well, I think you're quite right. Maybe like I say, he has to give us some verses in the Bible to read, and we can use that to defend ourselves. Or like we say, without having, the firepower, same like, the Benue governor have said that he has actually have it on his table to harm, some of his own, citizens in Benue State to fight back. These invaders, as our Kabiyesi, the Ooni of Ife, said on the 6th of June, that we now have invaders, but the Yoruba land will not be overrun.
Well, the Yoruba land will not be overrun. The eastern part of Nigeria will not be the southeast, and then the north. It seems everybody is being overrun, but what security measures is in place, we don't know. I want to have your take on that. What do you think about everything that seems to be going on? It is Starr Radio UK. It is the Monday edition of the morning show, Update from Nigeria, with Mr. Olaimi Koiki. Let's go back to Yomi for more of the stories there. Inflation. What is government saying about that information?
Well, it is not. I was actually listening to David Deji Adeyanju, and in one of his posts this morning, a layman will no longer be able to buy, an average Nigeria. Let's put it that way. And I just want to get the exact way he posted it just about a few hours before coming on air. And he says, and I quote, well, the first one now is quite interesting is, if you go to the University College Hospital, as a lot of patients are now complaining that they are paying 1,000 naira daily, to support the hospital, electricity bills. So that also is part of the problem when it comes to inflation. The Adeyanju says the average man can no longer eat bread in Nigeria. It is too expensive. You wonder why we can't eat bread when we have vast amount of land, across the country, from the north to the northeast to the southeast to the southwest. Benue, as we know, is meant to be the food basket of Nigeria. But according to the National Bureau of Statistics, said Nigeria inflation rate has now increased to 17.71% annually as at May 2022. According to the NBS, also said that prices of some selected food items had increased in the last 12 months in its latest food price watch report in the same period. Also, the World Bank latest global economic prospect report said the damage of the COVID-19, the condition that is going on in Ukraine, had also intensified the slowdown in the global economy. According to a lecturer of the Department of Economics, says individuals who now purchases fewer commodities with the same amount of money. This scenario implies that people living conditions are deteriorating, especially for low-income groups whose income is rigidly fixed while prices are skyrocketing. An average Nigerian has to wait for a daily money for able them to survive. About 100 million, according to Peter Obi, even though the world data says 83 million, but we do know more than 100 million Nigerians as of today are people subject to abject poverty.
Well, somebody says that it's not something peculiar to only Nigeria. There is high cost of living across the globe, and therefore you cannot lay it at the doorsteps of the Nigerian government or the federal government. But Has federal government come out to say maybe they're going to the IMF for a bailout or something of the sort? Anything of the sort?
Well, they've always been borrowing money, when it comes to, borrow in Nigeria, from the international, government and different part. We've borrowed a lot, and that means, the more we are borrowing, the more is not having, impact, in terms of development project. Averting the looming financial blockade, implementing a fiscal and monetary policy affect the country valuation in the international market. A lot of international players do not believe in the stability in Nigeria. And that takes me quickly to where, as an example, Canadian government, Canadian government is telling their citizens, in travel advisory to Nigeria because of the ongoing, instability and then the security concern as well. So when we look at, the situation, while Nigerians, are going through this, and if the government will do anything to make life better. I mean, this government is running through, their final part, that if there's going to be another election, as some we say, it is time that, the country goes into dissolution and disintegration, as against those that still believe that another election, a Peter Obi, an Atiku or Tinubu will be able to resolve the problem. But the latest report that Nigeria is getting closer to what we call a possible financial blockade at the international financial market is damning. The looming financial blockade will not urge well for economy that is already bleeding from all sides. The financial blockade, which comes with dire consequences, is due to alleged strained relationship with international development and funding partners, especially the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, IMF.
Okay. What would the Nigerian government do under this condition? Let me say good morning to a couple of guests, of listeners who have joined us, or viewers. David. Hey, Dave. I hope you are doing very well in the family. Salute each and every one of you. And Val Odd, he says Nigeria has been plunged into the worst economic downturn since independence under Buhari's watch. His explanation or his excuse would be that, COVID, and then the Russian invasion of Ukraine. That is what has been their mantra now. Every leader on the African continent, especially, that's what they seem to be saying. But it is Starr Radio UK, 17 minutes past the top of the hour. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koiki. If you're watching us, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invited them to like our pages. But you can download our apps. It is for free. Go to your app store, whether iOS or Android. It is Starr Radio Global. Starr Radio Global. And then you'll see, just download it and it will just bring us here. Okay. Now, Yomi, let's move on to some of the other stories. Over to you.
Well, let's take a look at some of what is happening, especially as politics is still playing, among the politicians in Nigeria. And as we have it this morning, there is a panel that is set up, to beg, the governor of Rivers State, Wike, also is coming from the headline. PDP set up panel to beg, Wike is the headline. ASU strike has now entered 140 days. Serap and others lampoon the federal government. As we know, a lot of students are sitting at home and only the Lord knows what they are doing. Group cautions APC, Tinubu against Muslim ticket is coming from the headline. Oji Kalu celebrate mother on her birthday. This week, I think on the 7th is when Ike Ikiremadu will be returning back to the Osbridge Magistrate Court, where he will be determined, on what next of his fate as the organ harvest, allegation against him. I'm going to push it straight to, the social media, then come back because of our timing this morning, and then we can review what has happened. In terms of the Boko Haram attack, but it doesn't seem to be the Boko Haram, but it seems it's the ISWAP. We now have all kind of different terrorists operating in Nigeria. And the question is, what is the government doing to curb it? What is the government putting in place? Just last week, remember, more than 30 soldiers died, at the Shirero mining in Niger State. And all Buhari can say is they will make sure, they find and go after some of these terrorists. But as we hear that from the government, more attacks is still coming through. Yesterday, the report indicated that an MNJTF helicopter, a logistic personnel lift, was shot at by the suspected ISWAP terrorists on literally even on the June 30 at about 3 o'clock. But it seems, like I said, Nigeria is a country that issues happen is either swept under the carpet or something, does happen where the government would not want, the international community or an average citizen to know what is happening. But it seems there's a latest update as well. According to what we know, the helicopter involved in the incident belongs to KEA Logistics, a company contracted by the NJTF to provide personal lift in the theater. Thankfully, the attack was repelled by the MTJF air support power, and the insurgent degraded in the process. No casualty on the troop, which we are happy to say that we hope there will be more as well. But troops from the 302 Artillery Brigade under Nigerian Army and Nigerian Navy in the joint operation killed scores of unknown gunmen on the 28th as well. So like I said, we hope there will be more to protect Nigerians back home, especially as the invaders continue, to invade into the communities and towns and villages across the country. So let's take a look at what is trending at exactly 20 minutes past 11 this morning. In Ekiti State, as we know, a farmer elders peace committee, Alhaji Abbas, was one of those inaugurated as a member of the committee, was also among those that was paraded by police as the grand leader of kidnapping gangs in Ekiti State. What a miracle country that we live in. And like we always say, in Nigeria never happened to. Imagine somebody that is meant to be part of the inaugurated member of a committee, only for the police to parade him as the grand leader of kidnapping gangs in this Ekiti State, which is the southwest of Nigeria. This is coming from Ilana Omo Odua Worldwide. And likewise, we're going to go straight to what more Nigerians are saying on Monday morning. According to Yoruba Nation, now going back, we call for a total boycott of the 2023 election. The 1999 Constitution is illegal. It's a decree in which none of the ethnic nations in Nigeria agreed to. We call for a civil disobedience to save the lives of so many people. Let's look at what the Biafrans are saying this morning, and let's go straight to what Simon Ekpa has said this morning, as well as a lot of people continue to ask the question. Thanks, those of you having dream and want to share it with me. If your dream is not about Nigeria disintegration in 2023 and the emergency of a new nation, Biafra, don't share with me. Go for malaria treatment. Again, he says there, Biafra liberation is about to record another history while Nigeria collapse continue with speed. Our men in Nigerian army must continue to watch their back. Also, there was a massacre, and that is actually trending on number 4. Ogbaru massacre took place where the Nigerian military went into the community and massacred more than 90 innocent people in the southeast. And according to Victor Don Oji, those politicians that normally condemn tragedy when it occurs in the north has gone mute on the condemned attack of #Ogbaru massacre. Even intellectuals skip when they see posts. But when you see them make the loudest voice about 2023, incidents such as these don't ask who is IPOB or not. I've seen some of the images. They are so gruesome. We cannot share that because of the community rules as well. According to Victor Crom, father lost son to Ogbaru massacre. A child was an orphan by Ogbaru massacre. A mother made a childless by Ogbaru massacre. A brother catering for assembly was lost to Ogbaru massacre. A husband was lost to Ogbaru massacre. When we say Ogbaru massacre, these are it in context. Also, it seems Peter Obi is still the heart lover for so many, youth, especially those that believe that, an election should hold in 2023. Let's look at what Peter Obi is saying himself. I sincerely thank my supporters for believing in me and my commitment to build a united, secure, and well-functioning Nigeria. However, I appeal once more that we should be tolerant of other people's views, dissent, and divergent opinion, and possibly learn from them. I'm going to come back again to you in the studio, like I said, because of the time constraint this morning. Once again, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and it's exactly 24 minutes past 11.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olaibi Koike in our North London studios. I'm Archie here. The South studios, looking at some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. We have this from Nigeria. That comes to you every weekday from 11 a.m. Okay, so make sure every time you are locked on with us. But a quick one. Now, when it comes to this Ekiti State case where somebody who was appointed to be part of the, let me say, a committee that will see to a peaceful coexistence in the community or security-wise, being paraded as one of the people who have been actually abducting people. Now, actually, it just throws the whole doubt into that committee that has been found, has been formed. Now, what has been the reaction from the ground itself?
Well, and this has always been a concern. Remember when we traveled to Nigeria last year, January, especially when Chief Sunday Igboho, went to Igogon after the killing of Dr. Aborode. Dr. Aborode, just to give a quick summary, was somebody that returned back from Germany after spending a very long time, as a lot of diaspora have done, worked hard, lot of savings, and probably investors put a bit of money, and he decided that there's opportunity in Nigeria, let me go back home and do mechanized farming. It was actually butcher, and that was what actually led to why Chief Sunday Igboho visited one of those that we called another actor. He has actually vacated that environment. He was actually like a role model to the Fulanis that were living in that particular axis in Igogon. He has lived there for over 35 years, but only for us to find out he was the one involved in the criminal activities before he was eventually chased away. And that is exactly the same thing as we explained in that other situation in Ekiti State, where somebody that the community, most of them have lived, peace, but only for us now to start understanding that the criminality that is taking place in most of the places are linked back to them, and the police parading him as one of the gang leader indicate that there is a problem, and this problem is getting closer on a daily basis.
Well, someone has posted a comment saying that, well, Nigerians are psychologically divided, so just let it be. But we can't bring that. I mean, to work on somebody's psyche, you have to do a lot of work. I mean, you have to prove beyond origin about that. But looking at the case that I just spoken about, who want to trust them that they are doing the right thing? Well, it's all Starr Radio UK. A quick one on the politics. There are group cautions APC, Tinubu against Muslim ticket. Now, Tinubu from the south, okay, Muslim. But for him to get somebody from the north, I mean, predominantly they are going to be Muslims, so they're going to. So how is it going to pan out for him then?
Well, it's going to be a very difficult one, for him to, go in line with somebody that is a Christian from the north, even though it would have been better for them to go to the southeast, where they're guaranteed that they will get somebody from the southeast. But since the north, also still want to hold on to the power, Tinubu is ready, to sell off, as he has done, because he actually sold Buhari, to the southwest, and that is why he has complained, especially during the campaign before he was nominated, using the word Emilokon. It belongs to me. It doesn't belong to him, because he's actually part of a game that the politicians do play. But what has actually happened is bringing Buhari in has literally collapsed the economy. And as we know, when he came in about 6 months, we couldn't do anything. The question now is, since the North still wants to be part of these vice president, a lot of concern is coming, and that's where groups have now cautioned the APC. Who are this group? A group, the Nigerian Democracy Defense, has appealed to the All Progressive Congress and its presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu against presenting a Muslim ticket in 2023 presidential election.
Well. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be running up, but I know for sure that tomorrow Mr. Olaimi Koiki will be joining us once again to bring us updates from Nigeria. So, Yomi, before you go.
Well, since Archie is still running the program till about 1 o'clock, you'll still be listening to some of the airline coming from other African countries. But for you to know what is happening in Nigeria, you will be coming here every Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock, where all the news is happening, as we know. Tomorrow we'll be back again at 11 o'clock. My name is Olaimi Koiki, and a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on the time zone that you are watching the broadcast. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olaimi Koiki bringing you.
All right, I'm not going to go further because we need to so I'll buy it later. I don't know what time, but we hope, we will engage ourselves later on. Thank you so much, for standing by. Like I said, we are not in a military era. Let the governors, our politicians knows we have the right to come back out very soon for peaceful rally. Bye for now.